Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yes, we got our guest host, Miss Pat, joining us this morning.
She here.
He yelling like the pregnancy test is negative. In the morning. Jesus, Charlamagne.
Trying to act like she ain't tired this morning.
Who ain't tired? I went to bed. I'm old. I go to bed at 6:30, honey.
I was in bed by 9.
I FaceTime my husband. I know he don't even want to see me. He cuts the light off and be like, good night. And I say good night too.
Sleep is important, especially when you got high cholesterol.
Baby, I'm 50 years old. I take my bra off and lay this wig to the side.
Lord have mercy.
Everything's at the foot of the bed.
I don't even know why you wear a bra, Miss Pat. This is the second day in a row. We ain't even been here 5 seconds and you talking about taking your bra off. Yesterday you mentioned taking your bra off at least 6 times.
I'm repping for your mother. She called me and told me she appreciate me telling the truth about that wire yesterday.
Oh,
she texted me, Charlamagne. She say, speak, Miss Pat, in Jesus' name and let them go low and then put them up high at 6 a.m.
Well, she beat us here this morning. Miss Pat got here before me and you.
For real?
Yes.
She was bored in that hotel room. She woke up. She went to bed so early and woke up early.
No, I'm always on time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not one of them black people. I'm on time because I plan my day for somebody jumping off the bridge, having an accident, whatever craziness they want to do. I
Give
need
yourself
enough
a little
time
time
to get around their craziness.
That makes sense.
That's real. People, we always want to cut it close, but we're not factoring in what everybody else doing.
Right. Yeah, I was in traffic one day. A man was trying to jump off a bridge in Atlanta. Had I got up early, I'd have missed his suicide or whatever happened.
Yeah.
But I just rolled down the ramp because I didn't want to get involved with it and just went on about my business.
As you should have. Mm-hmm. Unless you were a good talker and you could have probably talked them off.
Man, I ain't going to.
You are a good talker, though.
I am, but I can't be saying, hey, what is your problem? Work it out.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's going through. That's but I say bless and keep going.
Now, yesterday you announced your tour. So for people that don't know, tell them about the tour where they could get tickets and all that if they want to see Miss Pat perform in theaters.
It's called Your Girl Done Made It. Mm-hmm. Go to MissPatComedy.com. All tickets are on sale now. Well, read the little fine print. Some tickets going on sale next week. Mm-hmm. But Dallas is showing out. I appreciate you, Dallas. Y'all sold out 40% of the building yesterday.
That is dope. Drop a bomb for Dallas. That is
Atlanta
so dope.
coming in second.
Okay.
So y'all make sure y'all get your ticket. This is my first theater tour, and I'm excited.
As you should be.
Mm-hmm.
And season 3 of the Miss Pat Show, y'all got to keep me employed so I can keep decent wigs and keep my husband unemployed. Retired.
You got to watch season 3 of the Miss Pat Show on BET Plus. But Miss Pat's going to be here with us all week.
That's right. And Miles Frost will be joining us this morning. He's the young man that plays Michael Jackson in the Broadway play. I haven't seen it yet.
Have I?
I think I've seen it 3 times.
Really?
I just started snatching people off the street, buying them tickets.
I'm going to see it again. I'm taking my mother-in-law in a couple of weeks, but I've only seen it once so far. But man,
yeah, I'm going. I think next week I'm taking the whole family, all the kids, everybody.
Everybody the kids can see it.
Yeah,
they're gonna take a few pills, but it's so good.
When we say every day a star is born, every day a star is born, and when you see somebody like Miles Frost, you realize why. You saw Miles in it?
Yeah,
okay.
Miles knew who I was. I didn't know who he was. He was on stage waving. I was like, Michael Jackson know me. Michael Jackson.
He was waving at everybody, Miss Pat.
Oh,
at the end of the show, what do you mean? He waving to the audience. Well, he said your name personally?
Yeah, he said, Miss Pat out there. I heard that.
You sure?
He didn't say that.
He do know me. Y'all ain't about to say and tell me Michael Jackson 2 don't know me. Michael Jackson 2 know me.
All right. We got front page news next. We'll tell you about the warnings they're telling you about Mexico, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Pat was doing the dance. You're doing the highway rock dance. Y'all ain't catch that on camera?
No.
Pat was losing it to Uzi just now.
I don't even know who Uzi is. That's a
Miss Pat, are we matching? I think we matching. I can't see. You got on light blue?
Yes, both light blue. Morning, everybody. We are the Breakfast Club. Miss Pat, our co-host. And let's get in some front page
with
news.
The hood whisperer, Tesla and Figaro.
Yes.
Hey.
We got to start off with sports, though. Morant, it seems like he's entering a counseling program. Now, reported from ESPN, the Grizzlies superstar has entered a counseling program in Florida, and there is no current timetable as to when he will return.
And he should take his time because, he got a long career ahead of him. So, whatever he got to do mentally, emotionally, physically to get back right, go do it.
Well, you need counseling for showing a pistol on Instagram?
You never know what kind of traumas people be dealing with that cause them to act out in that way.
I've been pistol.
Yeah, but let me.
I think we in tune, girl. I've been pistol whooping. I've never branded a pistol on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, I want to add some context on that. Context envy. I want to add some context on that because yesterday folks were saying, "Oh Lord, she's saying don't take accountability," and that is not what we were saying. We always say more than one thing can be true at one time, but just to really simplify this, he's apologized, he was penalized, he lost his deals, he's now suspended indefinitely, he's going to rehab, but I still stand by what I say, Charlamagne, when I say that black men are sentenced or punished more harshly than others, but that does not mean that he should not take accountability for his actions. But like Ms. Pat just said, there are no laws were broken, but at the same time, he is accepting accountability. It kind of bothered me to hear people say, "Oh, he's not accepting accountability." He is accepting accountability. He's getting all of the consequences for his actions. But I think we got to be really careful with that and make sure that we understand the difference, that it's not a zero-sum game. You can have consequences, but also understand, had it been somebody else, maybe it wouldn't have been as harsh.
I don't know about that with Ja, only because it's been a series of incidents. Like, this wasn't an isolated incident. That's what I'm saying. That's why I hope that,
That's true too.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad.
I'm talking about the broader concept of that when we do something, we got to go to counseling, we got to be brought to kneel, we have to lose all our deals, we have to lose our pay, we're suspended indefinitely. Just the broader context of, how when we do something, we're held to a higher standard. That's just a statistical fact.
That's a fact, but I'm still glad that Ja's going to get whatever help it is that he clearly needs.
Clear his mind a little bit.
Can I ask y'all what
things
help
can be
he
true at the
needs
same
for
time?
having a pistol? I mean, he didn't shoot nobody. He was just waving it. What help do he need?
He's an NBA player.
He shouldn't have no pistol.
Worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
He got security.
Hire
But
people
was
to
the
carry a
pistol
pistol
in his
for
name?
you. I don't
It
know.
don't matter. He shouldn't have had it though. I don't think.
And flashing it on Instagram, stop it.
In the club, in the strip club.
Let's not make excuses for.
Yeah, he shouldn't have that.
I always say, but you know
for
what?
terrible behavior.
Somebody need to teach their kids how to lie, because that was my son. I would have told him that was a cigarette lighter.
Now they're warning you, maybe you shouldn't go to Mexico for spring break.
Right.
Texas authorities are issuing an urgent warning against travel to Mexico.
Because right now it is too dangerous.
The latest State Department advisory also covering much of the country. Officials urging Americans to exercise increased caution in hotspots like Cancun and Cabo and reconsider travel in popular cities like Puerto Vallarta. A strict do not travel alert posted to 6 additional Mexican states, all due to an increased risk of crime and kidnapping, including a high level of drug cartel violence.
So that's what they're saying. Well, Mexico president, he responded.
Es más seguro México que Estados Unidos. Y
For real?
no hay ningún problema para viajar.
Let me tell you what he said. Let me tell you what he said. Go ahead, Miss Pat, tell us what he said.
I speak Ebonics, not Spanish.
Now he basically
said it's cool to come.
No, he said it's actually safer in Mexico than it is in America, and he said he believes it's a campaign against Mexico from conservative U.S. politicians that don't want this country to keep developing for the good of the Mexican people. He said there were some areas where the country had a security crisis, but he said that's not where the tourist places are. That's more locally.
Oh, so basically he's saying it's just like when you come to America, if you take your ass to certain hoods in this country, it's going to go down, you're going to get robbed. But if you go to certain places in Mexico, it's going to happen the same way. You just got to know where to go.
Correct.
Well, I'm not going to Mexico. I'm scared. I'm not even eating Taco Bell. That's how scary I am. I'm not eating authentic Mexican. I'm not eating Taco Bell. I'm staying away from everything. I don't want her burrito, the hat they be wearing.
Sombrero.
Oh, yeah, that.
I thought you said a burrito, no, sombrero.
I'm not even doing that. I don't want nothing to do. Not at all. I love you Mexican people. I just can't go to Mexico. And I'm not doing it. I don't even want to talk to nobody with the M in their name. What's your name, Charlamagne?
What you mean? Charlamagne.
What's your name, Charlamagne?
You confused me. I was like, huh? I'm about to say Leonard.
And lastly,
you Leonard.
California's pushing for $360,000 per person in reparations.
What?
Yes,
What are you saying about that?
indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, $360,000 is nearly not enough. We need so much more. We need to absolutely cut the check. But just for clarity, California, and shout out to the grassroots that has been pushing this and bumping this conversation up. And as we know, this has been talked about for years and years. California says that the task force, and just to be clear, it is just a task force right now. So they just make recommendations, Charlamagne. They just say, hey, this is what, we think should happen. And this is how we should, actually give back those who are the descendants of those who were enslaved back the money for what happened to our ancestors. And so they're recommending $360,000 per person. But the problem is, before they even make that in the law or even get through the task force, folks are saying, hold on, wait a minute. California doesn't have the money. We're at a deficit. You know, we don't need to give it to anybody. And so the task force is still pushing for that. And I encourage people to be involved. But the main thing is that even if it goes through the task force and they make the recommendation, the key word is the recommendation. And that is why I push so hard to say we have to have candidates that are in place, that are pro-reparationists, that will actually be there to vote it in. Because no matter how many task force you have or recommendations or HR 40 or conversations around it, if we do not have the elected officials to actually vote it in, then nothing happens. So I'm excited about this, though, because now there's a new energy around it. The grassroots is talking about it. And tonight, our sister Erica Alexander on the Black Effect Podcast Network, her and I were going to have a conversation to chop it up a little bit deeper, to go a little bit deeper into this conversation on fan base, Black-owned fan base, this evening at 5 p.m. Eastern.
I wonder if politically reparations is something a politician could run with on a national platform and garner support. Because it's not about what we deserve. I know we deserve it as black people, but could someone take reparations as a political talking point and make it one of the main things they campaign with and be successful?
I support them. Just don't give it to my relatives who smoke crack. We gonna be back at where we started at. Everybody shouldn't get it. I'm just saying, you got a drug habit, you don't get no reparation. That go to your child who ain't doing drugs. But
what if we use that money to help them get clean?
You can't. You don't know nothing about no crackheads. That ain't how crackheads get clean. So boy, you need to mind your business. I'm not wasting no $360,000 to get nobody clean. I've no crack who been smoking for 30 years. That stuff is in their skin.
Oh my goodness, that's Miss Pat. Tez, thank you. We'll see you next hour.
Absolutely.
All right, that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. 1051.
I'm trying to, but I'm scared because I don't know what I'm going to do.
But
you already know. So you might as well have the conversation. You're not running away, so it seems like you're inquisitive.
Right,
you want to learn, so just, do what you got to do. It's a judgment-free zone up here, bro.
By the way, the friend might be hating. The friend might just be telling you that because she don't want you to deal with the person.
The friend might be the man.
Are you serious? I think it's, they showed a yearbook picture of her, man, so I don't know.
Oh, so you saw her when she used to be, before she transitioned?
Right.
Hey, man, it sounded to me like you really like her and you contemplating whether or not other people going to judge
beautiful.
you.
That's
what I'm saying.
Beautiful, man. Should I just tell her I'm not interested, or should I just say, damn, why you didn't tell me you're beautiful?
Bro, we don't know if you're not interested. You sound interested to me.
You sound interested to me too, bro. You might as well just give it a shot because you sound interested. Don't worry about the world judging you.
Hey, bro, won't you send Charlamagne a picture?
Take care, y'all.
Don't hang up, man. Why are you hanging up so fast, man? You made
okay, I'm just saying, I'm scared, Char. I'm scared, and I might be bisexual. I'm scared, I don't know what to do, man.
I don't even know what you call that. Because she identifies as a woman.
She identifies as a woman.
And I don't know if she's had the surgeries and everything, so I don't.
She had the surgery.
I don't know if that's bisexual or not. I have no idea.
It's America, sir. Have fun.
It's
America.
Right.
Have fun.
It's on the menu.
Yeah, I mean,
it's on the menu now, Miss Pat.
But he wants to put his toe in. He just needs somebody to say, you know what, it's okay to do it. That's what it seems like to me.
I can't tell that man what to do.
Because he's already calling up here. He's already halfway in. He might as well just jump.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's part of you like what you like.
And if he said he's never messed with her, right?
Correct.
So if he's never messed with her, but he's still curious on what that could be like, then clearly you're curious.
You ain't got to take her home and explain nothing to your family. That's between y'all.
That's right. Scratch that itch, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Scratch the lottery ticket. See what you win.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051.
What do you get if you get 3 eggplants in a row?
Yo, shut up, man.
A World Series ring.
I hate y'all, man. It's too early for this, man. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Oh, man. And that's crazy as hell, man.
The Breakfast Club.
Gator bait. But I believe it shouldn't have been used in any context at all.
So is they saying is he from the University of Florida? Ain't Florida the Gators?
No. They use the term gator bait.
What do that mean? And you good? What do gator bait mean? I never heard that
gator
one.
Is where they use black babies to catch alligators back in the day.
Yeah.
So gator bait. Oh, I get.
So you saying the black baby catching balls now?
No, what I'm saying is
I get what you're saying, bro. Don't let Miss Pat
Yeah,
confuse you.
please help me out. Help me out, Charlamagne.
I understand what you're saying.
Thank
You're saying
you,
that
man.
he referred to a black man as gator bait, and that is something that they used to use black babies as gator bait back in the day. So he's saying that could have been a racist trope. Is what
Yeah,
he's saying.
derogatory.
What me and Miss Pat want to talk about is when he talked about the combine. The first thing he said was,
The dude with the big old butt.
No, 'cause there was this video. Of
Was that real?
I don't know. You saw? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw
exactly.
that. The guy had a BBL, and he was running
Right
like
past
4
his ass.
points something. Was that real?
Maybe it wasn't, because I thought it would have been more of a story.
"Oh man,
I know I ain't crazy. See,
I saw it on TikTok too. Was that true?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sir, with the guy with the big ass, was that true?
I don't know, but he's not on the phone. But I'm just the first thing Charlamagne think of is a combine. Oh yeah, I seen the guy run with the big ass.
But I thought that
all the things that was on the combine: the quarterback, the receivers, the guys running fast. That's the only thing you remember.
But I was gonna say it, but he said it first because I remember I said, how is he gonna play in the NFL and nobody touch him?
Exactly. Miss Pat, I thought this. If you saw the video, you'd be thinking the same thing. Now you Googling dude with the big ass at the combine.
No,
ain't
I'm
you?
not.
You're a liar.
I'm not. I already seen it, actually. That's what I'm not Googling. All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. When we come back, we got to talk Blac Chyna. She's warning her fans not to get enhancements, silicone enhancements.
Oh, you know what our producer just said?
What?
He thinks that the guy was referencing the quarterback from the Florida Gators that was breaking records.
That's what the guy said. That's why he said he's gator bait.
Why would he be gator bait if he played for the Florida Gators?
Don't know.
He would be gator bait. I mean, because he played for the Florida Gators.
Gator bait. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I never heard of gator bait. I didn't know white people threw black babies to gators.
Yeah, back in the day.
All right. Well, rumors on the way. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our co-host, Miss Pat, joining us this morning. And let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Blac Chyna.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
Now, Blac Chyna is warning her fans not to get enhancements and not to use silicone. This is what she said.
I'm going to get my buttocks reduced and also to my breasts because honestly I feel like I'm like past that stage. I've been here, done that. This is actually my 5th time. Hopefully my last time getting my breasts done. Yesterday I already had my nails off, letting them like get that good old air. I'm gonna retire the long sharp nails. You know, I'm gonna let all the other young ladies coming up, I'm gonna pass the baton, you know what I'm saying? Stepping into a different way.
I've been seeing this a lot. A lot of people getting reductions and getting things removed because, you know, they've been having health issues or they feel like they just outgrown it.
Yeah. And she also talks about the butt shots and other enhancements as well.
One of the things that I feel like is going to take me to the next level is obviously taking some of these ass shots out. And by the way, ass shots and the BBL is totally different. And I'm going to tell you why. A BBL is when they use your own fat. Ass shots is silicone. So I just want all the ladies out there to know, do not get silicone shots because you can get sick, you can die, have complications, and all this other crazy stuff. I haven't had any crazy complications since I got it. I got it when I was 19 years old, but now I'm moving here in life. So I want this out of my ass so I can grow.
Miss Pat, as somebody who's always had an original model body, what you think of this?
I'm a 64 Chevy. I just need a tire change.
A little tire change every now and then?
I never ever wanted. I want my stomach done, but I would never go and get, because they're going to fall. Enhancement, you know, behind shots. For what? Everybody look like an ant with leggings on. It's so ugly.
I hate this trend.
It's like gold teeth. Remember? Mm-hmm. And then we got to a point where we didn't want a man with a gold teeth.
That's right.
On us. So I don't know why they do it.
I hate this trend, and the sad thing about this trend is so many people do it.
The permanent
was stupid.
But this trend is so many people do it. So many Instagram influencers do it. So many people do it that these kids follow, and they think it's okay. They think it's cool, and a lot of these kids can't afford it, so they go into basements in the Bronx, or they go to, you know, Mexico and drive through the thing to try to get these enhancements.
Hotels, they friends.
Yeah, they're friends. And it's
Home Depot.
I don't know about Home
Depot.
Depot.
What Pat gonna do with no stomach though?
What?
You say you want to get your stomach done. What you gonna do with no stomach?
I'm gonna be able to keep everything dry.
What?
I'm so tired of you don't know how to date fat girls. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of your black. I am. Every time I gotta say something, you got a question.
Man, I'm just asking because you said you wanted to get rid. You said you want to do something to your stomach.
I would like to cut my stomach off, but I can't lose no weight. But I can't. If I do it now, I'm gonna look like them. I'm gonna look. Not proportional.
That's what I said. You look stupid with no stomach, Miss Pat.
What?
No, I mean I didn't mean it like that.
I was fine in the 6th grade. I don't know what you talking about, Charlamagne, but I was sexy in the 6th grade.
Oh man,
I was the
baddest
like elementary baby out there. He said I look stupid.
He did say he looked stupid with no stomach. I
Yes,
didn't
you
mean like
did.
that. How'd you mean it?
Yes, you did.
Miss Pat is well proportioned, is what I'm saying. It all goes together.
Yeah, but if I went, can you imagine me with no stomach?
No.
And then hips and just everything right?
What's the next
You want me to move on? Don't you want me to move on?
You know what? You're a hater. You don't want to see me great. You want me to keep flapping this hood back. You want me to stay wet and rashy.
Jesus Christ.
He a hater, envy.
I know. Little Meech now. He addresses his penis because in the recent BMF flick, his penis was quite big, people are saying.
Was it real?
Man, you could have gave Miss Pat that story to report. Damn, King. God damn.
Well, this is what he said.
Lord have mercy.
Everybody call me Meech.
Well, I'm gonna have to call you Big Meech, cause ain't little about your ass. Not your money, your manhood, all them big old boats.
So recently, as he's been going out, usually when you buy bottles, they put your name in the lights. But for him, they just put a big eggplant. You know, people have been talking about his eggplant, but they're saying that it was a prosthetic penis.
Thank God. I was hoping he wasn't giving nobody all that. I don't even really watch him. Baby, that's that ghetto thing right there. So I haven't really gotten into BMF, but my daughter.
But you seen that one, huh?
So she was like, "Oh, have you seen Big Meech?" And me and Big Meech was in LA developing his show and my show at the same time.
Lil Meech,
Lil Meech. So when she showed me that thing, I said, "Girl, I'm gonna tell you, my daddy had a fake leg, and I know when that thing came out of a box."
You could tell a prosthetic.
Well, I was hoping it was a prosthetic, because I don't know if y'all seen it, but it was meaty.
I didn't get the chance to see it.
You think I look funny cutting off my stomach? Baby, I'm gonna need two things to handle that. Big Meech was packed. Thank God it was fake. I was praying.
Is that really how Big Meech got his name?
I don't know.
Why you look at
me? We talking about Lil Meech.
I know, but I'm talking about in the show, the girl called him Big Meech.
Well, you can't never call him Big Meech after you seen what he pulled out. He pulled out a pistol.
Damn.
Well, you
gotta go watch that episode.
That is your rumor report. You gonna go watch it?
I do want to see it now. But not that. I mean, Miss Pat really sold the show. I want to see the whole. I ain't caught this week's episode yet.
It gave me flashback. Only people have that kind of meat like that is unemployed black men.
Man, stop.
Y'all ain't blessed like that. Y'all got a job. Y'all got that regular 9 to 5. I already know it. I can smell it in the air.
Man, can you imagine if that's how life really worked? When you was unemployed, you had a big meat. As soon as you get a good job, it's shrink.
No, it's something about men that work 9 to 5, and it's something about unemployed and street dudes. They have a better quality of sex life. I'm just being honest.
You got time to just sit around and tug on it all day.
I know you drink your green juices and stuff, but if you ain't been to the hood and hit no woman in the eye, you ain't got it.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Now, when we come back, we got front page news, so don't move. Miss Pat, our co-host, is joining us. And don't forget to make sure you check out the Miss Pat show. And also, she's going on tour. Give them the website where they can get tickets on tour.
MissPatComedy.com. Y'all, your girl done made it. That's the name of the theater tour. Starting September the 9th. First stop is Louisville, Kentucky.
That's right. She's coming to a city near you, so pick up your tickets. And front page news is next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Did you know one word can change everything? Zach Levi returns as Shazam in the new movie Shazam! Fury of the Gods. This film is a must-see event with epic action and a whole lot of fun. March 17th, see Shazam! Fury of the Gods, only in theaters, rated PG-13. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time for front page news. We have Miss Pat, our co-host, and we got Tez checking back in with us.
Absolutely. Good morning, family.
Now, Tez, where do you want to start? You want to start with Councilman Eric Mays?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Now, he was convicted of disorderly conduct. Now, what happened now?
Man, first of all, if anybody has been following Eric Mays on Twitter or TikTok, he is really literally becoming a political star. I've been following his career, DJ Envy, for quite a minute when I went out to Flint in 2016 working on the Bernie Sanders campaign. But he has been known as someone that has been absolutely vocal, very entertaining, and he just doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care what needs to be said. He speaks up. He stands up for his people, and he's actually been in office for over 10 years and has not lost an election because he's so bold, kind of like the things that we wish we could see in Congress. So he has been convicted of disorderly conduct, but what I want to make clear is a lot of the content that you see about Eric Mays on social media, that was not what he got in trouble for. He got in trouble pretty much, DJ MB, for getting out of his seat. Now, he said that there is proof that he did ask for permission to get out of his seat. He has the video for it, so now he's asking the judge to throw it out, and he may possibly go to the Court of Appeals. But I want people to hear just a little bit of something of how Eric Mays gets down. Let's check out the clip.
What am I covering up that you just accused me of? Go ahead, the mic is yours. See, Chief, you discrediting yourself in front of me. I think you're a liar to say I'm going to cover up. You the police. Tell this public what you accusing me of covering up. Is it dope? Is it girls? Is it, because I can talk about some of what I think you don't want to come out. So go ahead. You said it with a frown on your face. You the big man. Tell this public and council, I'm asking you respectfully, what am I covering up? Or you just said that to try to defame or discredit me? Because I said you knew about the Booth case. Go ahead, don't get quiet now.
That's your time.
I'll call him back up in the second round.
He's like, don't get quiet now. I know where your hoes at.
And that's the chief of police, y'all.
I know you got hoes. I know you smoke dope.
So wait a minute. You can't stand up. If you stand up, you get a fine, even if I got to go to the bathroom?
Well, in the rules of order, and it wasn't that particular incident, just for clarity, it was April of last year. And in the rules of order, you have to ask for permission to be able to get out of your seat. And so Councilman Mays did ask for permission, and they have it on tape that the chairwoman did say, yes, you can get out of your seat. And so when he got out of his seat and he came back, that is when they said, hey, you were never supposed to leave in the first place, basically. And so they arrested him on the spot. So this was just about him getting out of his seat. But it's a larger issue because there's a lot of corruption in Flint, as we know. Obviously, with the Flint water crisis, he was very instrumental in that. So they've just been on him nonstop. And so young people have taken Eric Mays' content and they have made him, an absolute political star. And so it's a lot going on in Flint. We're going to talk about it tonight, shameless plug, on the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Twitter. And I'm going to have Mr. Mays live to take us through step by step on why, he's had such a hard time in Flint.
I gotta start checking him out.
I like him, boy.
It's hilarious.
He be cussing them white people out.
He be cussing out folks.
He tell all they business.
He told one councilman to stick it up his council seat. I'm talking about Mr. Mays gets down.
He sound like Miss Pat cousin Herschel Walker with sense.
Yes, Herschel Walker is not my cousin. Okay, don't be. He from South Carolina, where you from? With that skull cap on, look like you about to go rob a gas station.
Now, yesterday we talked about the Silicon Valley Bank and what happened with him. Well, your president, he spoke about it.
Treasury Secretary Yellen and a team of banking regulators have taken action. Immediate action. And here are the highlights. First, all customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today. That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business. No losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Instead, the money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund. Because of the actions that our regulators have already taken, every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them. Second, the management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore.
Well, if it's from the fees, don't we pay the fees?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fees are actually from an insurance company that banks pay into from their fees. So basically, in simple terms, what the president is saying is it's not going to come from the taxpayers. The fees is pretty much like you pay insurance policy. Banks pay insurance in order to cover things like this, which is very different from the first bank bailout when it actually was the taxpayers. So as it stands now, President Biden is saying, hey, the taxpayers aren't going to have to pay anything for this. It's coming out of the bank fees. And as you heard him clearly say, people who screwed up, basically in simple terms, should be fired. But the funny part about it is Republicans are saying, hey, Biden, that's you. So they're going to use this as a major talking point as we approach the 2024 election. Trump has already said, hey, this is all Biden's fault. DeSantis has came out saying the same thing. And he's even said, well, if the banks weren't so focused on diversity and equity and inclusion, this wouldn't be a problem, which has nothing to do with anything, by the way. So this is getting ready to be a political football that will go back and forth in the blame game. But so far, folks were allegedly supposed to be able to get their money yesterday. I don't know. Y'all call up and let us know if you were able to cash your check yesterday. But allegedly, it was available to everyone on yesterday. They said that they have it under control. They are now, making sure that it never happens again. And President Biden said he is asking Congress to strengthen laws to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Tez, you know what, Tez? It's interesting, though, right? Because once again, we the people get to see that America pays for what it wants to pay for.
Absolutely, absolutely. Which again, reparations now. And I know we joked about it earlier about what folks would do with the money or not do with the money. And at the end of the day, we don't hold these banks accountable on what they're doing with the money. So regardless of whatever we do, go ahead and cut the check. So you see that there was an immediate response. As soon as we got off the air, President Biden, came out and said, oh, hold up, we want to make sure we got everything under control. But when it comes to issues that concern us, it's always thoughts and prayers.
And it's not just reparations. Money for student loan forgiveness.
Absolutely.
Universal
across the board.
Non-police reforms of public safety and community
housing.
Support. Social services, youth services, housing like you just said, education, mental health
Social
initiatives.
Security. Right. The list goes on and
community resources. But money to bail out banks and fund wars? Oh, they got that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do after I get off the air. I'm going to Silicon Bank and get my money.
You ain't got no
money in there.
They don't know who got money in there. They don't know who got money in there.
Well, I would say this. Yesterday, I think every bank started writing letters to all their people, all their clients to make sure that people are not scared and pulling their money out. I got a bunch of letters yesterday. I don't know if you got letters or if you got letters.
I ain't getting nothing.
I don't have that kind of money in me. They didn't send me no letters. So.
I saw
they told me, don't worry about it. Your $32 is going to be here, man. So.
I saw a story from Giannis. I can't pronounce his last name. The guy whose last name looked like a line on an eye chart.
The Greek Freak?
Greek Freak.
Yeah.
I saw something where he puts $250,000 in like 50 different banks.
Yeah, so it's always insured.
Yeah, he got like $20,000 in like 50 different banks. You don't put a big lump sum of money.
Me neither. I don't do that either.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't either. I got like.
I'll be like my uncle. Put it under the mattress. It look like we need to put it under the mattress for a little bit.
My mama always said, "Put it up top, because can't nobody pull this off of me."
That's right. The Southern Bank.
The Southern Bank. Thank you, sister.
But then you're gonna have to wear a bra.
Well, that's all right if I'm holding on to something good. Right now, I'm just holding on to Chick-fil-A crumbs.
We did that yesterday. That story yesterday.
Beth said she just holding on to Chick-fil-A what?
Crumbs. Because I'm top heavy, all the crumbs falling down, and then when I'm just snacking, I just dig that. Well, whatever.
Taz, thank you for joining us this morning.
Peace, Taz, and make sure you listen to Taz on the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty now. Now, when we come back, Miles Frost will be joining us. Of course, he plays Michael Jackson in the Broadway play, and we're gonna kick it with him next. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're brothers.
Well, at least I am. The verdict's still out on Envy.
I'm black.
The Breakfast Club.
Embarrassing those white children.
For embarrassing. No, so I did it. So I did that. I won that talent show. I was like, I can really do this, So get to my junior year, I was like, I want to do something that's more iconic. So I did Billie Jean, not knowing that this would be the reason why I'm here. Did Billie Jean, won that talent show. Fast forward to my senior year of high school, I was on The Voice. For season 13, I was in my first movie. I played the role of a 15-year-old kid with autism, which was very, very deep. That's when I fell in love with acting. It wasn't necessarily through theater, but it was through that for my first film role of doing that, because that was the first time I had to do research and my due diligence and making sure that I represent this character and all that this character stands for with the utmost. responsibility, and I wanted to do it as just to the best of my ability. Throughout my research, met this kid named Titus who has autism and Down syndrome. And I was talking to his mom just kind of about his struggles and things of that nature. So that just really inspired me with acting. Decided to take acting lessons in college, and only had 4 sessions with this guy named Leland Thompson, who was my acting coach at the time. And the morning of my sister's birthday, May 27th, 2021, he wakes up, calls me at 9 in the morning. I'm like, I don't know, you like this for you to be calling me at 9 in the morning. And he's like, man, I know this is crazy, I know this is out the blue, but you just were on my mind. And the first thing I did was look your name up on YouTube, and the first thing that popped up was Miles Frost doing Billie Jean. He said I was crazy because I have this opportunity I think you'd be great for. And I was like, okay, it was for the understudy position, so that's what I was told. And I was like, if I do this, like, I'm gonna try to go for the lead. I didn't really know how the process was. I'm like, I'm gonna make them wish that they cast me as a lead, not knowing that this is actually what I was going out for. Go to the where my audition is. It's a whole panel of people like Lynn Nottage, Christopher Wood, and Leah Valle, all these people. I have no idea who anybody is. And I walk in, I was like, how you doing? My name is Miles Frost, and I'll be auditioning for MJ the musical. And Chris was like, I was like, all right. He said, what do you want to start with? And me just kind of just being in the moment, I was like, whatever. And I didn't know at the time that Chris was a ballet extraordinaire. His claim to fame is, directing American in Paris. So of course he's gonna say, I said, I don't care, I'm fine with whatever. He says, okay, well, let's do the dance. Sure. My mom got me this white fedora, right? So I turn around trying to get myself in the character. Then it dawns on me, I never practiced this.
Holy shoot.
I never had it. I never recorded it. I never looked at it. I have no idea what's about to come out. So I said, God, if you're listening right now, just get me through this one time.
Right.
You put the music on and just give me a smooth groove. Boom. I do all of the choreography step by step. I didn't miss a beat.
Is that the scene when you take the hat out the box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. But this is before all the theatrics of it, so we just kind of went right into it. And when I finished, I was like, God, I pray that they don't ask me to do it twice, because I'm not going to be able to do that twice. So didn't actually do it again. Great. Went on to the singing, did some singing. They were very happy that I could do the songs in the original key. And then went on to some of the scene work. Finished that, said my goodbyes and everything. Probably about 3 or 4 days later, I got a request to do a Zoom call with Christopher Wood and the director and the assistant director, Dr. King. We went through some more scene work to see how well I take direction and things of that nature. And then at the end of that conversation, Chris was like, we'd love to offer you the role of MJ. Oh, and this is Broadway, by the way.
Wow.
I was like, oh, here I am thinking I'm going on, like, because when I'm auditioning, I leave everything on the floor. Like, whoever got to come after me, they gonna have to put some elbow grease in today audition. So I was like, it was a lot to take in at the time. He's like, you don't have to answer right now, but just when you're ready, let us know.
How long it took you to answer?
A couple days.
Okay.
A couple days.
What you had to do? Like talk to your team, talk to.
Yeah. But I think for me, it was more me than anything, because I was when he said it, I was very, very happy. My mom wasn't home at the time, but my sister was, and I ran into my sister about to be 18 in May. I said, Morgan, I got it, and we were cheering, doing our thing. About 5 minutes later, man, I found myself in a weird place that I've never been before, emotionally and mentally. I always call this the first time I felt myself maturing in real time. And I was like, I'm 21 right now at this point. The Michael that they're asking me to portray is in his 30s. This is dangerous, Michael. I'm like, he's been through so many things up until this point. I'm like, at 21, am I believable? Will people look at me and it will take me seriously telling the story? And this is forget the singing, forget the dancing, forget how I look on stage, right? We're talking about the ability to tell the story, a believable story, a story that people are going to hopefully take something away from. I was questioning myself, and then I just got to a point where I'm like, God's not going to dangle this in front of me and just kind of tease me with it, and I was like, I'm just not going to second guess myself anymore. I'm going to just take it and go and just put my all and just do my best.
All right, Miles Frost is here. Let's get into a Michael Jackson mini mix. I mean, he plays Michael Jackson on Broadway. It's only right. Let's get into it. Let me know your favorite Michael Jackson joint. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right, that was a Michael Jackson mini mix. Of course, Miles Frost is here. He plays MJ at the Broadway play. It is The Breakfast Club, and Miss Pat is our guest host. But we're talking to Miles Frost. How long did you have to prepare for this play?
6 months. Here's the thing. My motivation for that was Chadwick is one of my biggest inspirations, man. And Chadwick did learn James Brown in 6 months, and then didn't find out until later that he had cancer, and learned James Brown in 6 months. And I'm like, that as a whole, I have no excuse. I have absolutely no excuse. You know, and I know it's film, you know, but I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to start nitpicking. I'm just like, this is what it is, and I have no excuse but to do it like how you did.
Well, your degree of difficulty is harder. No disrespect to anybody that does films,
for sure.
but you don't get a second chance on
you
that
get
stage.
takeover
at all.
You know,
do over. I mean,
I love the Thriller thing because it showed the whole play shows the relationship between Joe Jackson and Michael, but the Thriller scene was, you know, really like wow, because Joe was the monster.
Yeah.
In the Thriller scene. So did that bring up any old traumas for you?
You know, me and my father don't have the best relationship. You know, but my thing is like my therapist told me something that I'll never forget. He's like, because I used to have anger issues when I was younger because of my situation with my father. I couldn't understand it. You know, I'm his only child, and I don't understand why our relationship is like this. He said, your father is the best father you could ask for because he's an example of everything that you should not be. Just do the opposite. I'm like, I didn't realize that a lot of the men that I've had in my life that weren't, you know, necessarily positive role models in my life, I've naturally just always done the opposite of what I've seen because I've wanted to be a provider, because I knew that there was something more that I could bring to the table to support my family, you know, and I know what kind of father I want to be. But through therapy and through growing up and maturing, you know, you realize that you don't live forever. I would hate for the opportunity for reconciliation to die with the passing of either myself or my father. So I'm like, I always leave the door open for that possibility.
Now listen, do you feel an obligation to have to perform in every play because folks are talking about how great you are? I've been hearing about MJ the Musical for at least the past 6 months. People are like, make sure when you go and Miles Frost is there. So do you feel an obligation to be in every show? Because that's not an easy show to do.
Yeah, but I created that. When you give yourself the task of creating something that you feel like nobody else can replicate, or at least makes it very, very hard for somebody to replicate, you add that element of that thing. You know, it's got that thing that I love seeing when he does the thing that he does. Going through this process has made me respect swings and understudies way, like I could never do that. You think it's a lot of anxiety playing Michael Jackson. Imagine being taxed with being the understudy for Michael Jackson and not knowing when you have to go on.
Wow.
Until like the day of, or like an hour before, or mid-show.
Wow.
And to have
you walked out mid-show?
I've had to, because my voice just left. And I'm like, wow, what the hell?
You know,
and it's scary.
But playing Michael Jackson, people probably think that's part of the show. Because Michael's always looked so different throughout the year. You know, I'm serious. I'm serious. People might just think that's part of the show.
Probably, you know, but and what I've appreciated is, I think when you set a good foundation for yourself, it gives room for people to give you grace. Because I've never gotten flack for leaving mid-show. It's always, are you okay? It's never like he just did half of the show and left. Like, because like I would hope that I put so much into, like, even if I do leave mid-show, I always put my all into every performance. I don't care who's in the audience. I don't pick and choose. You know, oh, so and so's in the audience, let me put a little like everybody gets the same show, because it's not fair. People are people. You know what I'm saying? People, if you look at people for who they are as individuals, everybody got their own thing that they're going through. You know, celebrity or not.
You had a lot of famous people at your shows. Not one time did you be like, this person's in the building, or made you feel away?
Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder is the only person who I put a little extra sauce on, and it's the funniest thing in the world, right? You would think.
I know, because he can't see.
Exactly.
But he can hear.
And I know there's something in me that said, Miles, you gotta like make sure that he feels like this performance, like to the utmost.
Right.
You know, and I know Michael is his boy. You know, he's written songs for Michael.
That's actually a harder performance.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm
Stevie
saying.
sees something that we don't see. He may not see this, but he sees energies and auras that we don't see.
And that's a different level of anxiety when you're about to perform, because you don't know what it is. You don't know what that thing is that he feels that nobody else can feel, or can sense that nobody else can see.
Did you speak to him after?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, he loved it. He loved it, and you know, we've been having some conversations, you know, so I'm hoping that I can spend a little bit more time with them and just learn, you know what I'm saying? I'm a sponge, man. I'm a sponge. Like, any room I walk into, I'm seeing what I can absorb, you know, from the people that I'm talking to, what I can learn, what I can apply to, you know, because had a conversation with Sway not too long ago just about Beyonce's work ethic. And, you know, I feel like that Michael Beyonce work, that's dying, man.
Oh yeah,
it's dying, and
you don't need it anymore.
But I disagree.
To be a star, sadly, no.
To be a star, no, absolutely correct. You know, but my thing is like, I'm gonna pursue my own music. You know, and I have been. It's just my Broadway schedule doesn't give me time to go in the studio, and you know, I'm so vocally tired by the time I get a day off that I'm like, ugh. So, you know, once I do get that freedom at some point, I definitely want to dive into my own music and really get that going, because that's where my heart is.
Are you ever fearful that you're gonna be stuck in the Michael Jackson character? Like every time there's a Michael Jackson movie or series, you're the one that they call?
I can see that, but I don't want to be that. I don't want to be typecast. I don't want to be known as I don't want to be known as the Michael kid. You know, I remember how when I was on The Voice, my episode aired my freshman year of college. So immediately I was like that
kid from The Voice.
Kid from The Voice. Oh, you're the guy from The Voice. You're the guy from. I hated, and I don't hate a lot of things, but I hated that. And it felt so uncomfortable. It's like, that's why I don't even put Tony Award winner in my bio, Grammy nominee. I don't put none of that in my bio. When you say Michael Jackson, it's Michael Jackson. You don't say Grammy Award winning Michael Jackson. You know, it's just Michael Jackson.
Very rare air though. Not everybody gets that. You know,
and that's what I want to work towards. And I feel like building a foundation of not attaching an accolade or something like that to me helps build that. And if it turns into that, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least I tried, and I know where my heart was going through that process.
Why aren't you playing Michael in his biopic? I didn't know you weren't until I said that you should be. Well, and everybody was like, oh, it's somebody else. I think it's his nephew or something.
Yeah. That's just not for me, man.
Did they even reach out?
Yeah.
And you said you turned it down?
It was more so of a thing where it just did not make sense for me at that time. And I didn't see it making sense in the future either, personally. I think that Jafar was the best option. That was great, and I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on Broadway. You know, I feel like that's the extent of what I'm supposed to bring to Michael's legacy in this capacity. I feel like moving forward, what I'd like to bring, you know, to Michael's legacy is through Miles Frost and through my music and through my on-stage performance, performing my own music and my own songs.
Have any of the Jacksons seen it yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Tito, Marlon, and Jackie, they came all at the same time. And
Tito got big props in it.
Yeah.
There's a part where like Tito was the best musically or something like that.
Just want to tell everything.
Yeah, the most musical. Yeah, because
just tell us everything. Huh?
What? That's
like
the reason I say that's big is because people always clown Tito historically growing up. At least our generation did. But I didn't know he was the most musical out of all.
Yeah, he picked up that guitar, and you know he's well versed in a lot of, you know, different instruments.
You on your way, my brother.
Right. We appreciate you for joining us.
On your way.
I'm gonna go see it the next time you perform, and I'm gonna bring the kids. I want to bring all the kids because my kids are Michael Jackson fans. So
for sure.
My son is he tries the moonwalk. He tries the the lean thing. He tries
they
all
do
the time,
that.
Bust his head open. But
they're gonna be Miles Frost fans after they see this play.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miles
I have
Frost.
another prediction.
Yes, sir.
You will never have to worry about blue balls ever again.
Oh my goodness.
Trust me.
It's Miles Frost.
Trust me, Miles.
It's the Breakfast Club.
I'm gonna hold you up on that.
Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our co-host, Miss Pat here.
Miss Pat is here from the Miss Pat Show. Make sure you check it out on BET Plus. Season 3 is out right now.
Yes, and let me shout out to Jocelyn Adams.
Salute to Jocelyn Adams.
That's a cookbook?
Yeah, she has a cookbook out that came out today. It's called Everyday Grand. It's soulful recipes for celebrating life's biggest and small moments.
All these black women coming out with a recipe book.
Because black women can cook.
No, they want us to cook again. When they created the frozen food aisle, I was created.
See, that's why everybody got processed food disease right there.
No, that ain't why, but that's because they shoot your chickens in the face, sir.
Huh?
What?
I'm so tired of y'all non-po black people.
What you mean shoot the chickens in the face? I used to chase my chickens with my grandma and chase them and grab them around the neck. Then you do them like Petey Pablo.
Yeah, my mama did too.
Yeah.
Do you ever eat KFC?
Yeah.
Do you notice that all the leg bones be broken? It's because they domestic abuse their chickens. If you get a wing and the wing is broken in the middle, that's the only place I eat, and the chicken stab me in the top of my mouth, the bones.
Oh, you're saying they too rough with the chickens? They don't kill them nicely, is what you're saying.
No, they have broken legs.
I miss the days of cardio.
What?
when we used to have to chase him down.
Oh,
that used to
Oh,
be
you
fun.
trying to throw hints at me? I ain't gonna take you
Wow. No, I'm not.
You gonna say cardio like I'm gonna get scared. You hear that envy?
Wow.
Jocelyn.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out. That's all I wanted to do is shout out Jocelyn Delk Adams. She has a book out. Make sure you pick it up, Everyday Grand. It's a cookbook, and she says she makes a mean oxtail.
We just met Jocelyn, and she looked like one of my homegirls, and I saw her. I'm like, damn, you look like a young lady I know named Michelle Rutherford, and she was like, me and Michelle grew up together. See how small the world is?
Might be dead.
Yeah, they're from Chicago. Because she's from Chicago, and Michelle's from Chicago too. So she was like, yeah, we grew up together.
Yeah, so definitely go out and support the young lady.
Yes, and listen, I want to tell everybody too, man, make sure you go get your tickets for the first ever Black Effect Podcast Festival happening Saturday, April 22nd at Pullman Yards in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, you can come see some of your favorite podcasts live, like the 85 South Show, Horrible Decisions, Big Facts Podcast. Just to name a few, you can go to Eventbrite to get your tickets, and for more information, go to blackeffect.com. It's hosted by myself and my good sister Jess Hilarious. So we'll see you Saturday, April 22nd, man. We're gonna have food, Miss Pat. We're gonna have music.
Don't come me no food. I got money.
Why you started with food? You're a foul. You're a foul. You better stop this. You could have
music, Miss Pat.
It's a podcast festival. You could have started with, we're going to have a bunch of podcasts. The first thing he said.
Next time I come here, I ain't gonna have no stomach. So then what you gonna say?
I'm gonna say, what's wrong? You know what? I'm black. I'm gonna say, what's wrong? Miss Pat, you okay? You sick or you smoking?
I'm black.
What you doing?
I got rid of one of my vaginas.
Oh my goodness. When we come back, we got your rumor report. We got to talk Blueface and Chrisean. And today is Chrisean's birthday. So happy birthday, Chrisean.
Oh, man.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. I hate y'all. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Miss Pat. She's in the building. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk. Lil Baby.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the rumor report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
Do you guys want to smell like Lil Baby? Well,
What you mean?
Well, now you can.
We have diapers. You mean Huggies, Pampers?
Talk about the
baby
rapper, Miss
powder?
Pat. The rapper.
Oh, you
Lil
asked
Baby.
me did I want to smell like a baby?
I said Lil Baby.
Lil Baby.
Well, I will smell like a little baby if I put shout in my underwear.
Lil Baby. He has a new fragrance coming out through Axe. So
Axe?
You know Axe, the
That
body
sound like
spray. It's the
that
body
sound
spray.
like an old nigga to me.
Well, now you can. If you're a Lil Baby fan, you can go pick up his fragrance from Axe, and it's the spray joint that you can spray under your arms. You can spray on yourself. It's like a fine cologne.
It's out right now?
It's out right now. Yeah.
I just love seeing hood dudes from Atlanta turn into superstars, man. Something about them hood dudes in Atlanta can turn into international superstars.
I ain't no dude, but I'm from Atlanta.
That's a fact. That is a fact. It's
Fact. Let's play the commercial.
So you try to play.
No, I hate you. No, it's you.
I'm about to whoop both of y'all before this weekend. Ain't gonna be no more. It's just gonna be a club.
Yo, gotta try this new X. It's the fine fragrance. Go. Don't stand too close, you gon' come around and drown. Off this way. The new X Fine Fragrance Collection. Smell finer than the finest fragrances with the GOAT.
That don't even sound real. Drop on the clues bar for Lil Baby. God damn it. I'm telling you, it is something about hood people from Atlanta, man. They turn into international superstars.
He got a hook to go with the X. I might need to give my 14-year-old some of that.
Why?
What?
He got a little smell?
He's so nasty.
No, he's 14.
I'm telling you, I told you I was trying to give him a bath the other day. I took his drawers off. I said, now you sniff them and tell me that you take a bath.
Ugh.
I hate boys. They so nasty.
Yeah, he too old for that. He 14 too?
Well, you know what? He ain't really got into the girls yet. It gonna take him to tell a girl to tell him he musty.
Absolutely.
And then he gonna be
You
asking
ain't
for
lying.
Lil Baby X.
You ain't lying.
Yep.
That's all it takes. One girl to tell him he stink. You right?
Lil Baby, send me. This is Miss Pat from Atlanta. Send me some of that X.
Send me
I
some
gotta
of that
force. I said X.
Axe. A-X-E.
Oh, you scared me. Like I ain't sleeping with no little babies now.
Give him the address, Miss Pat. Don't give him the address to the station in Atlanta, though.
Go to hell, Charlamagne. You just go right on to hell, Charlamagne. You is evil with your little ugly chair over there. You just evil with your grandma chair. That's why your grandmama used to get laid in that chair.
Oh my goodness.
You hear that? He ain't right, dude. He ain't right, Envy. He ain't right.
Now, this other story I really don't know much about, nor do I actually enjoy talking about, but we have to. Blueface and Chrisean. Today is Chrisean's birthday.
Which one is Chrisean? The girl?
Yep.
Yes. You know who Blueface is?
You know what? They remind me of when me and my baby daddy used to fight.
Oh, so you know they are.
My baby daddy used to hit me in the head with roller skates to stop apart. So sometimes I click on just to see the fight because it give me flashbacks.
Gotcha.
Lord have mercy.
Gotcha. Well, Blueface put in a tweet yesterday. She's pregnant, missing a tooth, with 7 tattoos, finna make a fool of herself. What?
That's so crazy, man.
Why you gotta say missing a tooth? He bought her that tooth. She just keep it in her purse.
Yo, Miss Pat is crazy.
Why don't she get her tooth fixed?
She did.
She did. He said he
purse.
liked it. I thought he said he liked it.
He said he used to put it in, so she keep it out.
So he said, 7 tattoos, finna make a fool of herself with the next igga, and I'm not pregnant at all, finna live my perfectly life fine with the next itch.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Who ain't pregnant?
That's the message that he put. He basically said she's pregnant, she's missing a tooth, she got 7 tattoos, she's finna make a fool of herself, and she has to move on because they're not together. He said she's perfectly fine. He doesn't believe the baby is his.
Why couldn't he just say happy birthday?
I don't know why. But he talks about it. Here's some audio.
I feel like, damn, my first baby mama's a real and I feel bad because I've been dealing with this Me Too ass you hear me? My BN, she ain't no Me Too ass I ain't never seen her in the club with nobody, none of that, right? So now today I'm thinking like, damn, I should have just been with that I done bust this up, made her whole life.
Yeah, she said, I don't feel anything, I'm just watching you. Don't feel bad for me, I'm gonna shake this off. Plus, I'm grown. I did this to myself.
You know the reality of the situation?
What's
Blueface in love.
They gonna get back together
Blueface
next
is in love.
Is that good? Is that ghetto guac between her legs that got him? They keep on getting back together.
He in love.
She ain't going nowhere. Christina, what's her name?
Chrisean.
He ain't going nowhere. You be right back. He gonna buy you another tooth for you to keep in your purse.
Blueface will lose his mind if she end up with somebody else.
Sure will. Because didn't he whooped her whole family? No, she whooped his whole family.
Yes. Yeah,
he knocked somebody out one time.
The pops. He knocked the pops out, I believe.
Yeah, you don't break up with that kind. They'll be old together watching their videos. That's forever love right there.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Charlamagne, who you giving that down to?
Man, 4 after the hour, man. I know desperate times call for desperate measures, but boy, this is a desperate daddy right here, and we'll talk about it 4 after the hour.
All right. We'll get into that next. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Where's the best place to spark new ideas? It's Audible, the home of storytelling. Listen to best-selling audiobooks, podcasts, and exclusive originals on wellness, motivation, true crime, you name it. It's all there in the Audible app. Sign up for 30 days free at audible.com/The Breakfast Club.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkeys of the Day, ask Charlamagne.
I'm a Democrat, so being Donkey of the Day is a little bit of a mixed up.
So like a donkey. Yeehaw. Okay.
Donkey of the Day.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but Donkey of the Day is a new one.
Yeah, it's Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, March 14th. Goes to a 45-year-old man from Scotland. Can you play a Scotland greeting for me, please, Red? Yes. Take that man high. How you doing? I don't know, but it's a greeting from Scotland. Times are hard, man. All right, and desperate times call for desperate measures, okay? The gap between the haves and have-nots is getting wider and wider all across the world. And if it's one thing we know about desperate times, when times get really desperate, folks is going to rob and steal to survive. It just is what it is, okay? We can run around and tell them to get a job, all that kind of stuff, but I'm sure they would like to get a job. But when you got immediate needs, you want immediate money, okay? Well, this 45-year-old man found himself in such a situation, so he decided to mask up and lay on an ATM until he got a victim. Well, a young 17-year-old came to use the ATM machine, and as soon as this young man used the machine, put his card in his pocket and took the cash from the machine, he got jumped on. All right, that 45-year-old man pinned that young boy against the wall, put a knife to him, and demanded that he hand over all his money. Now, when I say all his money, I mean 10 pounds, which equates to like 12 American dollars, okay? Who would rob somebody for $12? Well, the answer to that is a person who has zero. Okay, $12 is $1 million to the person who doesn't have anything. But there was a plot twist, and the plot twist was the young boy recognized the man's voice. Okay, even though the 45-year-old was hooded and masked up, the young boy recognized his voice. Okay, when he recognized the voice, he was left stunned. It was in that moment that he heard his attempted robber's voice, and he knew, this is my father. Yes, the man who was in the hoodie and mask looking to rob someone at the ATM ended up robbing his own son. Damn. Okay. According to police reports, the son asked his father, "Are you serious? do you know who this is? And the attacker, his daddy, said, I didn't care. That's when you know you never took care of your children, okay? He never even claimed that little boy on his taxes. I know you my son, but I didn't care. Man, the boy then pulled down his snood, which is like a scarf in Scotland, and asked, what are you doing? To which his father replied, I'm sorry, I'm desperate, okay? His son then had to run away, had to flee the scene, went and told his family members about the incident. Then they called the police, and the robber, his daddy, was subsequently arrested and later confessed to the crime. But still denies being that young man's biological daddy. Now, I made that last part up, okay? But his daddy said, I didn't know it was him at the cash machine. I have done it. I would do the time for it, as if he had a choice. And he admitted to a charge of attempting to rob the victim, and now he's doing 26 months in prison. Now, I know what you're thinking.
I'm glad it was a robbing, not a rape. Because could you imagine at Thanksgiving dinner, you got to talk to your son and answer why you raped him? So just thank God your daddy took you $12 because he could have took your virginity.
That's
with
not,
no gravy.
That wasn't quite what I was thinking, but
she got a point though.
Yeah, she does have a point.
I mean, hey, they be at the ATM machine raping too. So I'm just glad the man bounced on him and asked him for the money. Because he could have took a whole lot more, and he sure wouldn't have been the daddy after that.
please give this 45-year-old man from Scotland the biggest hee-haw, please.
I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. He was a wonky donkey.
Hey,
wonky donkey.
Hey,
wonky donkey.
Hey.
I like that.
That's a big song in Scotland.
That sounds like something you come out the shower to.
Man,
Charlamagne. Wonky donkey.
That's a big song in Scotland. Wonky donkey.
Goodness gracious.
Hey, he walking through his bathroom looking in the mirror like he Big Meech.
All right. Miss Pat is crazy. All right. Well, let's open up the phone lines. Let's woosah, clear your mind. Woosah, woosah, woosah. 800-585-1051. Now, this comes from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry talks about his relationship with his son and how he raised his son. Do we have audio?
I walk in the room and we have a nanny who was helping us out and he's just giving her the business. He didn't want to brush his teeth. He's about 5 or 6 then, and he didn't know I was in the door. Galila texted me, she said, "Come to the door." I stood at the door and I watched him for a minute, and then I had the nanny leave and I got down eye to eye and I was talking to him and I was like, "Listen to me. You are not going to be this way. We love you. We are your parents. You will not behave this way. We taught you better than this. You are a better kid than this. You're going to be a better man than this." And I'm talking to him and I'm starting to get emotional. But I went out on the balcony. I was in tears because I realized that nobody had ever got down and talked to me eye to eye and had a conversation to me that I could understand. It was just yelling. I was not only correcting and leading him the right way, but helping my own little boy inside of me heal. It was a beautiful moment. It was.
I did the same thing. I just didn't get down.
But have conversations?
No, I don't get on my knees. They be hurting.
I'm just talking about you. How do you discipline the children? You have conversations with them?
Set your black ass down. Not today.
Yeah, I do the yelling because one of them is real.
I don't yell.
Difficult.
I talk.
I talk after I yell because then I feel bad about yelling.
I have a raspy voice like a man, so my voice does what it want to do. Sometimes it just carries like it's loud, and I tell people I'm not yelling.
But if you're not, like, I don't beat my kids, right? I'm sure everybody in this room grew up off beatings, right?
No.
You didn't get beat?
My mother didn't beat me. She just grabbed my
That's
shirt.
Why you act like that now?
Nah, and my dad never put his hands on me.
You know why your mama never beat you?
Well, because I was a good kid.
Sweet as a bruise. Ain't nobody putting no permanent patch and mark on you. Boy, you evidence.
Take them to the neighbor's house. He's like, is that another birthmark?
That's evidence. Ain't nobody beating on you. Now, they knocked his head out because he dog-skinned it.
I used to get beat so much.
Yeah, it take a
Extension
while.
cords. I used to have to pick my own switch, but I don't beat my kids at all. But when I do yell, I feel bad, especially because I got all girls. So then that's when I end up having the conversation.
Oh, I yell.
I
yell. I definitely yell. Yeah, all day. I'll definitely yell because
is yelling really that traumatizing?
No.
No.
My kids say it is.
No, they not.
My daughter said that's why she gay. I said, no, I know why you gay.
Why?
When I pushed out, she held on.
All right.
No. She came out with her mouth open.
What is wrong with
taste for it.
What is wrong with y'all? So what is the question? Where are we going?
I don't know where he going. He going to hell.
Y'all going together. That's all I know.
I don't know that black man.
Y'all going together.
No, the question is, what is it? How you discipline the kids?
Yeah, how do you discipline your kids? Now, we'll put my hand on my son.
No, I can't. I don't have a son, so I don't know.
I don't whoop anybody because I don't have the energy. I said, look, I told you crack babies. You got a choice. Either here or the foster care. You didn't come out of me. So my daughter tell me, you shouldn't threaten the kids to give them back. I said, I can give them back. I ain't birthing none of these. Ain't now one of y'all got a scratch mark on my body that belong to you.
It ain't no guide to parenting, man. That's the crazy part. And I know that the way I was raised,
you deserve beatings.
Was wrong. No, I didn't. No child deserves beatings.
Bro,
yes, they did.
You tried to set your house on fire.
I did not. I was playing with a lighter. I was not trying to set the house on fire.
I was playing with the lighter.
See, a crackhead baby set my house on fire one time when I was at Walmart buying hamburger helpers. You gotta be, you were bad.
Another time,
we gonna have a serious conversation.
Another time, he cut a hole in the side of his trailer.
No, I did not.
So he could, hump the hole.
Man, if you bleed a
Your
stupid
mama
boy.
supposed
You didn't do that?
That's never happened.
What did you do?
You lived in a trailer park?
Yeah, I grew up in a single wide trailer. No, it was double wide. It was double wide trailer.
And you cut a hole in that little metal wall?
Do you believe him?
You didn't put a hole in it?
And it wasn't metal. It was the fake plywood.
See?
And you put your big Meech out the window?
I ain't got big Meech.
I mean your little Meech.
I ain't little. It's average.
You put your little baby out the window.
800-585-1051. We're talking about how do you discipline your kids? How will you discipline?
Man. I feel what Tyler Perry's saying is hard, man, because you feel bad when you yell at them.
I know how to discipline. Stun gun them.
Oh my goodness. We'll talk about it when we come back. My goodness. This is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Pull out your phone. Call in right now.
Call me.
Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic. Break it down. 800-585-1051. The Breakfast Club. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Talk about it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest host, Miss Pat, joining us this morning.
That's right.
And we're talking about raising the kids. All right. Now, this comes from Tyler Perry. Now,
to him eye to eye and say, listen, what are you doing? We don't behave this way. You don't do this. This is unacceptable. You're not going to disrespect her. You're not going to disrespect your mom. You're going to do what they say to do. And do you understand that he's just crying? He says, yes, Papa. Yes, Papa. But as he's crying and I'm down on his level, I'm trying to hold my tears. So I get up and I leave out of the room. Galita says, you okay? Because nobody talked to me as a 5-year-old like that. Nobody had a conversation with me. Nobody talked to me like a person. So here I am having an opportunity to heal my little boy self by talking to my son like a person. Beautiful moment.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. We're talking about raising your kids. How do you raise your kids? We start with you, Miss Pat. Miss Pat, do you pop your kids? Did you?
I raised my kids according to how they daddy pay child support.
What that mean?
He don't pay, you get uppercut. I don't whoop them anymore. My husband do a lot of talking because we out of that era of beating our kids because that come from our ancestors and stuff. So I do a lot of talk. I do a lot of cussing them out.
Right.
And then every now and then them wrong words slip out my mouth, and my daughter upstairs who never come out of her room come out and say, "No, you can't say that." So, but
yeah, I think in my family, I think we do good cop, bad cop. Like I'm usually the bad cop. I'm like you. I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna yell at you, and then my wife is the one that talks to them, and then we all come in the room, and then daddy usually apologize for cursing.
Now I don't apologize for cursing.
You gotta apologize to your kids when you do something wrong. When you're wrong,
I be apologizing when I say the B word by mistake. I get a little
bitch?
shit. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, I ain't never cursing my kids. I say goddamn. I say
that's cursing. That's cursing in my family.
Goddamn is not cursing.
There's certain words we don't use in the house. Like we don't use fat in our house. We don't use goddamn in our house.
You don't use fat?
No,
because ain't nobody fat, Miss Pat.
No, it's not that. But we just don't use the word fat. It's a mean word. We just don't use the word in the house.
Fat is not a mean word. Don't you want a fat steak? Don't you want your wife to have a fat ass? How is fat a mean word? I'm sat here. You gonna tell me I'm mean envy?
It depends how I would say it. Like you say, man, shut your fat ass up.
Well, that's sweet.
You don't use fat in your house either.
It depends what we talking about. Just depends.
When did fat become a mean word?
Because you don't want to be like that fat ass kid or fat kid or fat.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
when me and my husband almost got a divorce one time, I said, look, you can go ahead and leave, but you gonna take your fat ass kid with you, because I don't get enough food stamp for them. So I already got my own kids and they thinner. So you take your.
The most offensive thing about that is that you saying that they his kids like they not yours too. That's more offensive.
Not doing a divorce. They his kid. I had them for him. I had already had to by a dude that wasn't here know nothing.
But I I do feel Tyler Perry though, man, because I always feel bad after I yell at my kids. Like I literally went to bed last night and woke up this morning feeling like a bad parent because I feel like I can be short-tempered with a couple of my kids.
I am too, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
How many you got?
4. I got a 14-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And the 4-year-old and the 1-year-old fine. It's that the 14 is a teenager, so that's gonna be difficult. And then the 7-year-old, she one of them just independent 7-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? So raising kids is difficult, especially when they're not listening and they talk to me in ways I would never think to talk to my parents or my grandparents or aunts or nobody. And I threatened my 7-year-old with that. I said, boy, you wouldn't have made it in the 90s. You wouldn't have made it in the 90s.
What did she say back?
She don't know about no damn 90s. You know what I mean?
I have a 10-year-old like that. Yeah, she be talking mad crap, and I be like, she's like, you guys are my parents. You know, cause my niece ran off and left, and she smoked crack, and I be want to show her birth certificate so bad when she acting up.
And when the kid's smart, it's different. Like I told my 7-year-old, like, all right, you ain't going next door to the neighbor house because they the same age, they in the same grade, and they friends, right? I'm like, that's cut out. You're not going there next week. I don't care. I'm gonna see her in class anyway. God damn it! And I ain't got no rebuttal for what you say. You ain't going to school. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna put your eyes out so you can't see it.
But I feel them though, and and that's why I do like having conversations with my children for the exact same reason Tyler Perry said, because when they get grown, they're gonna remember that. Because we all remember being young and getting yelled at and getting told different things by our parents. I'm sure there's stuff I'm unpacking in therapy now that my daddy said to me when I was young.
My mom used to call me ugly all the time.
Damn it, man.
My mom used to say, get your ugly ass over there and sit down. And my sister was a lot cuter.
Yeah.
And now that I look at us now, I was like, yeah, your cute daughter smoke crack, but the little ugly one done succeeded on you, and you dead.
Shit, my daddy told me one time, let's just kill him and get the insurance money. He told my mom, let's just kill him and get the insurance money.
Damn.
He ain't doing that with his life anyway.
You were that bad?
Yeah, I was bad.
Well,
Damn it, man. Hey, y'all need therapy. My parents weren't that bad. My parents, the Huxtables, would have been messing with y'all.
Because you white.
Kill him and get the good.
He's not white, light skinned.
Thank you.
No, he white, Mr.
I'm light skinned. I'm black. What am I saying? I'm black. Hello?
Have you ever had a hickey on your neck? That probably would kill you.
Hello, good morning. Yo, what's up? What's your name, bro?
It's Chuck from Connecticut.
What's up, Chuck from Connecticut?
We're talking about raising our kids, man. How you raise your kids, bro?
I'm a big yeller. I stay in the house. It's just me, my wife, my 2 daughters, and I yell. I mean, like Charlamagne says, sometimes I feel bad, but if I do something right after that, they can yell again.
I know, man. It's so hard, man. Especially when you got girls or boys.
I got girls.
See,
I want something, but he's not with.
That's what make you feel even worse when you got girls and you got to yell at them. Oh Lord!
See, but it's the two youngest ones, right? They play together all day long and then they fight like a married couple, and that's what I be screaming at them, and they be mad at each other, and then at night they got to sleep in the same bed. They got to sleep in the same room. So it be pissing me off. I'm like, y'all gonna be friends later on anyway, so stop it. But they just don't. Shout out to Jackson in Brooklyn. I'm sure they're in the car listening. Hello, who's this?
This is Bree.
Hey, Bree. We're talking about disciplining and raising children. What's your approach? How you handle it?
So, first of all, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, I was not disciplined as a child. My mother never spanked me. She never beat me or anything. But I do notice that with my child, he's a little bit more hard-headed than I was. So, I do have to discipline a little bit more with him than my mom did with me. But what I've noticed is when I have conversations with people who were spanked as a child or heavily disciplined, they're very disciplined as adults. And I notice I do lack a little bit of discipline. And I feel like it's because I wasn't heavily disciplined when I grew up.
Interesting. That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you say you lack discipline?
So aside from my ADHD, it's just kind of like if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And when it comes to schoolwork, I have to really force myself to do the things I'm supposed to do. When it comes to work, I really have to force myself to do the things that I'm supposed to do. And I just feel like in a social setting as well, it's just kind of like I do what I want to do.
See, that's the scariest thing though, because a lot of things you probably got disciplined for. Well, you didn't get disciplined when you was young, but if you did, it would probably have to do with the fact you had ADHD, and that's what I worry about. You don't know what type of issues your child might be dealing with that haven't showcased themselves yet. You know what I mean? That you might be punishing them for.
I just found out my dog got ADHD and he won't go sleep at night.
Your dog?
Your dog?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mama. How you know your dog got ADHD?
He be up all night.
We can put him to sleep?
Don't say that.
No, I didn't mean like that.
What are y'all talking about?
You want people to come get you, Charlamagne? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
800-585-1051. We're talking about how you discipline your kids. Oh, my goodness. This is The Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking about disciplining our kids. This came from Tyler Perry, and this is what he said about his son.
He was really rude to the nanny, and was in the room with in the bathroom arguing. And Galila calls me, and I go in, and I get down to his level. And I'm talking to him eye to eye. I'm like, listen, what are you doing? We don't behave this way. You don't do this. This is unacceptable. You're not going to disrespect her. You're not going to disrespect your mom. You're going to do what they say to do. And do you understand? And he's just crying. He goes, yes, Papa. Yes, Papa. But as he's crying and I'm down on his level, I'm trying to hold my tears. So I get up and I leave out of the room. Galila says, you okay? Because nobody talked to me as a 5-year-old like that. Nobody had a conversation with me. Nobody talked to me like a person. So here I am having an opportunity to heal my little boy self by talking to my son like a person. Beautiful moment.
I feel him, man.
But you know another thing? I was scared of my dad, though. My dad is 6'3", 6'4", retired police officer, ex-military. I was always scared of him. So I never wanted to do nothing because I never wanted to have a problem with him.
Ain't none of my daughters scared of me, and I don't want them to be scared of me because I don't want to raise out of fear.
Well, nobody's scared of me.
I want to raise out of love. That's something you learn in therapy too, though. You learn that, a lot of times our parents raised us out of fear, and their fear was, especially with my dad, he didn't want me to turn out the way he didn't want me to make the same mistakes that he did. Even though I still made them anyway, except for using hard drugs. But he didn't want me to make the same mistakes that he made.
And mine was the same. My dad was a cop in New York City at the time, and he worked in the Bronx and on the train. So he's seen things from a different place that I've seen him from. And it was the crack era. So he wanted me to stay away from that. So he was going to do whatever it take to make sure I wasn't going to go down that lane. He
parented out of fear.
Yeah, well, I did too, especially because I had my first child at 14, and I think I parented out of fear with my daughter. I was like, don't you ever touch no boy. Don't you ever talk to no boy. They horrible. Then she ended up being gay. And then sometimes I'd be like, did I preach my daughter into being gay?
Oh, that's why you said that. That makes sense, though.
I scared the ding-a-ling out of her.
You scared the love for D out of her. No, that makes sense.
I did, because it was all about, because I was in such a bad relationship with her daddy, and she saw her daddy beat me. And I'm not saying that, that's why, but I think that has a lot to do with it.
Probably did. No,
beatings, and she saw her daddy shoot me, and she's like, nah, I'm going to go on here with the girls. We just scratch each other.
Even though I do think that, you are born,
my daughter
you're born gay.
Was born.
Yeah,
my daughter was born gay with a gay hat on and a jumpsuit. She had on one of them little overall suits.
Yeah.
She came out the womb with it on with a painter's brush.
Damn.
She was, what's that little painter name? Neapolitan? What's the little painter?
Which one? Picasso? It's a
Picasso.
Oh.
She's Picasso gay.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
I can't be honest with my name because of this topic. Y'all not calling CPS on me.
Yes, and we know your real name. We got call ID, but we ain't going to say it, so don't worry. Unless you do something wow.
All right, so boom. We're going to say my name is Charlamagne Taisha Brown.
All right, we're going to use Tamisha Brown.
All right, so to be totally honest, my mother is a single mother with 4 kids, and she beats the brakes off of us. I have a son right now, and I'm not going to sit up here and say I beat him OD, I don't. But am I going to light his little leg up? Yes. Am I going to light the top of that foot up? Yes, I am. Because you're not going to disrespect me today. So essentially, I don't feel like disciplining your kids is a bad thing. I was raised off of discipline. I can say that I'm a good person. I have a lot going on for myself. But I believe in discipline popping. I do believe in that.
What's your weapon of choice when you discipline?
Right now, my hands. I have these spider web hands, and it's gonna hurt you.
Oh yeah, mama backhands used to be no joke.
Jesus. She sound like a fly squatter, mama.
Like, wow.
The fly squatter.
Yeah.
With the fly squatter. With the fly stuck on it.
Oh.
Now we have Christina on the line. Christina, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Now you're a school counselor, correct?
Yes.
Now talk to us about traumatizing these kids out here.
So earlier I heard in the conversation you guys say, oh, how traumatizing can yelling be? It can be very traumatizing. That can stay with a child for their whole life. And I also heard, I think it was Charlamagne say, there's no guide in raising these kids. Charlamagne, there are literally hundreds of thousands of books out there, raising kids, parenting guides. There's a great series called How to Talk to Your Kids so that they will listen and they will talk. And they have it for little kids, elementary school age, and high school age. And they have it on Audible, and it's translated in various languages. and it talks about how to discipline your kids in non-corporal ways.
I agree with you. I know that there's a lot of material out there about it, but it don't matter when you in the midst of it. Like everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
That's true, and you have your own path to contend with and your own methods of raising your children. But when you do have some calm time and downtime, it wouldn't hurt to Google some new methods for next time to keep things de-escalated.
I agree with you.
And teach your children how to talk to others in the world.
I'm going to get that book and give it to my kids. I don't want to read them. I'm like, this right here, what I'm going to need y'all to read, what I want to do with you.
Now, you know what? It's funny that you said that. Me and my wife are writing a book on raising our kids. We have 6 kids. We have a 21-year-old, a 19, a 9, a 8, a 6, and a 1-year-old. And we talk about everything that we go through everything from my daughter getting her first period to us talking about sex to popping our kids at times to having conversations to, I came from a household of because I said so. That was my dad because I said so.
And that is a terrible way of parenting.
But we don't do it like that. We explain to the kids why. Like if they want to go out and there's a reason why. No, we explain to them why. So we talk about all that. And
that's what Tyler Perry is saying. Like sit down and have a conversation with your kids. That's what I tend to do. You know what I mean? And yes, when I do have a short temper and I do yell, I always feel bad about it afterwards. And then I sit down and I always apologize too. I always apologize for yelling. That's another thing our parents never did for us when we was young. They never apologized to us.
They didn't know how.
They didn't know how.
But I break that down too. When me and my kids, if I do something wrong, like yell or scream or whatever it may be, we pull them in the room and we talk to them why. Why I did this, why I scream, why I raise my voice, why I don't want them to do this, and it works pretty good in my household.
And they so quick to go to the school and tell everything. So like I had an incident less than 6 months ago where the teacher called me and I said, "Well, I'm gonna hit her upside the head." And so next thing I know, defects at my door. I said, "Ma'am, these ain't my kids." I said, "I'm black. That's how I talk." So the lady, the teacher was like, "Well, don't hit upside the head. Hit her on the behind." I said, "Lady, I'm gonna do what I do, and you do what you do." Because my niece up there lying. I didn't think she gonna send defects to my house. They tried to put me in a counseling program. I said, "Ma'am, I was talking junk."
I'm gonna be honest with you, Miss Pat. I think that program would have did you some good. I think I kind of agree with you.
Go to hell, Charlamagne.
Call us if you need us to bail you out. We got you. Just in case.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to know I got rich friends who will come get me out of jail.
I just want to parent out of love and not fear.
Absolutely.
Well, hug them every now and then.
Oh no, I do that all the time.
I'm gonna tell my kids this. I love you, Ashley, not kill Junebug, and then the mother 4 at the house.
And my oldest.
Now, I ain't gonna hug you, but I love
goes
you.
to therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Why everybody going to therapy these days?
Why not? You know what I mean? Those are resources that we didn't have when we was younger. Why not?
Yes, you did. Your mama was always on the phone telling her friend your business.
That's like saying why people going to the gym all the time, Miss Pat.
One more fat joke.
Why you throw about that? Why you throw that out there? You didn't have to throw that one out there.
One more fat joke.
You could have went anywhere but that one.
What are you talking about?
That's not.
No.
I'm protesting. That's not what you fat shaming.
I'm about to put my mask on and turn into wrestler number 2. Y'all remember wrestler number 2?
No.
You don't remember wrestler number 1 and 2?
I just figured they was just big wrestlers.
No. Whoa.
The white man with the mask on.
I don't remember.
You don't remember
the Mexican wrestlers, right?
They had names. I remember Andre the Giant.
No, wrestler number 1 and 2. They had on a mask.
I don't
Google
remember.
them. 2 white men.
I will.
All right.
Yeah, they were good for the fickin' folk.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do to you.
When we come back, we got your rumor report. We gotta talk about Puff. He's trying to buy maybe BET. We'll tell you about it when we come back.
For Puff.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the rumor report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
All right. First, let me say sock passe to my brother Wyclef. Now, Wyclef checked himself into a hospital yesterday. He says he'll be back soon. So I'm hoping everything is okay. We don't know the reason why, but he did say this.
All right. Taking me to the room now. Overnight. I've never stayed in the hospital overnight. It should be fine though.
He said he never stays in the hospital overnight, and he posted this on Instagram. He just says, sometimes we forget that our body is our temple. Be back soon.
He lying. He been in the hospital overnight. He was born in the hospital. He had to be there for at least 2 days.
He meant his adult life.
I'm just trying to correct her. Wyclef, you been in the hospital before. Your mama just didn't have you on the corner, baby.
It's adult life, so hopefully everything is good with Wyclef. Also, Diddy might be your boss soon.
Who boss?
Your boss.
I heard.
Rumors are Diddy is exploring opportunity to purchase a majority stake in BET.
You think Diddy gonna outbid Tyler Perry?
Come on, Tyler.
I don't think Diddy gonna outbid Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry already owned 25% of BET Plus.
Well, you know, what you calling is in it too. What's his name?
Byron Allen.
Byron Allen. Who the richest?
Out of Tyler. Out of all three of them, Tyler.
Come on, Mr. Perry. I'm ready.
But why wouldn't they do it where they could possibly all own a percentage because they all bring so much to the table, right? Tyler brings a lot to the table with this stuff, and so does Diddy, and so does Byron, right?
It's just all about
what did it bring? Music.
I mean, the reality is, what does that mean for Revolt? Would Diddy own both? Because in my mind, if you got money to buy BET, how about put that money in the Revolt, put those resources in the Revolt, and keep building Revolt up? That would make more sense, right?
But what was the main problem with Revolt? That it just wasn't in enough households, right?
I mean, Revolt is still around.
Right. But it's not in enough households.
And Tyler Perry got
BET's
500 acres over there. Why you going to share all that land? He don't need no help. Tyler don't need no help.
Tyler don't need no help.
Tyler just need me. Tyler, call me.
Well, Diddy said
you better not say I'm no Madea. If you do, I come over there and jump in that queen chair you said.
I don't think Madea got nothing on you, Miss Pat.
Okay.
Now, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Now, that's a battle.
What?
You and Madea fighting?
I whoop Tyler Perry down.
That's a good matchup right there. I'd love to see Madea and Miss Pat go at it.
Well, Diddy said he wants to turn BET back into a black-owned brand. He believes it's better for business, for the culture, and for building wealth in the black community.
But what does that mean for Revolt? You sold us on this Revolt thing, Diddy. Like, you know, Revolt has I think Revolt has built a lot of cultural cachet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? People know the brand Revolt, but the thing that people always say about Revolt ain't got no money. So if you got money to buy BET, how come you just don't put that money into Revolt? I just want to know.
He bought Revolt and fell asleep. He gave it to Young Miami.
You think so? Yeah.
Somebody got it. If ain't nothing going on now.
Yeah. I mean, I just would like to hear. I'd like to hear more about the business. That's what I would like to hear more from.
Well, I'm praying Tyler get it. Go on, get it, Mr. Perry. I'm over here waiting on you.
I think Tyler gonna get it.
Yeah, I think so.
Waiting on you like a black child waiting on his daddy on his.
Shut up.
You having flashbacks.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
Tyler gonna get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is your rumor report. All right. Now keep it locked. We got the People's Choice Mix up next, and we got more with Miss Pat. She's our guest host today, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Did you know one word can change everything? Zach Levi returns as Shazam in the new movie Shazam! Fury of the Gods. This film is a must-see event with epic action and a whole lot of fun. March 17th, see Shazam! Fury of the Gods, only in theaters, rated PG-13. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Miss Pat is here. Now, Miss Pat, you just announced your show, your tour yesterday, and you said all the dates. So give them the information again so they can go purchase some tickets.
Your girl done made it. The Gator tour starts
right.
September the 9th, Louisville, Kentucky. All you got to do is go to MissPatComedy.com. Oh, I done ran out of breath. Miss Pat Comedy.
You ain't even doing nothing. You just sitting there, Miss Pat.
I gotta pee. Go to MissPatComedy.com and get your tickets. It's a 20-city tour. Please get your tickets because I'm gonna need you like Charlamagne need cocoa butter this morning. So make sure y'all get your tickets and make sure you watch the 3rd season of the Miss Pat Show. I also have a podcast called The Pat Down with Miss Pat. Go listen to that too.
And the 3rd season of Miss Pat Show is on BET Plus.
That's right.
For everybody.
And it's go through Amazon if you like, but it is hilarious.
It is. No, it's actually a very, 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 very funny show. It's actually the best thing on BET. And BET doing good. BET got a lot of good programs.
Yep.
But it's the best thing on BET and BET Plus.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm up there with the stuff on regular TV too.
No, it is. We watch Miss Pat Show on like this, the background. You know you got a good show when you throw it on in the background.
I appreciate it. The background helped me get a check.
That's right.
I ain't never been scared to be a background dancer.
When we come back, we got the positive note. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Miss Pat is still here, and we appreciate you, Miss Pat.
Well, thank you
here
for
earlier than us
me
this morning.
Well, that's what I do. I arrive at work and on time and do what I got to do. Thank you for delivering breakfast every day. The last time I was treated like that with breakfast, I was in jail.
Damn.
Jesus.
Well, Miss Pat gonna be here all week too, because you're talking like she leaving today.
No, she's not. I was gonna say she'll be here. I was gonna say thank you.
Here all
Can't we say we
week
appreciate
long.
her? Say thank you for coming today. She'll be here tomorrow.
That's right.
Well, I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, we ain't paying you. That's why we pay for your breakfast.
You just gonna tell everybody you ain't paying me. You sure ain't paying me. This is volunteer work.
and we appreciate it. I don't know why Envy would just say that. Why would you say that just now?
What?
Just like, we ain't paying you. Like, well, why?
We don't pay nobody. Because I don't want nobody to think we pay.
You can tell you ain't never got beat as a child. Always talking out of turn.
Me?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you gonna pay me, Envy? I'm gonna take that change when you walk outside.
And also, too, man, I just want to remind people, make sure to get your tickets for the first ever Black Effect Podcast Festival happening April 22nd in Atlanta at Pullman Yards, man, okay? It's a day of music and food and, of course, live podcasts. Some of your favorite podcasts like the 85 South Show, Horrible Decisions. Michelle Williams will be there with her podcast, Checking In. Giselle and Robin will be there with Reasonably Shady. So make sure you pull up. It's hosted by myself and Just Hilarious. Go to Eventbrite for your tickets, and for more information, go to blackeffect.com, okay? Make sure you get your tickets, man, because at the pace they moving, we are definitely going to sell out. So thank you to everybody who's purchased tickets. I truly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, Miss Pat, I just want to say thank you for real. For the first time you came up here for an interview, you've been family ever since, and you call up on us, you check up on us to make sure we're good. So we just want to say we appreciate you, for real, for real.
I appreciate y'all answering the phone. Now, one time have y'all ever got Hollywood with me? And I was a little scared, too.
And I remember reading your book, Rabbit, you know what I'm saying? And like, damn. This story is
crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know I remember the first time I got asked, my publishers tried to get me on, and he came back and said, they said, you ain't famous enough, keep trying.
Ain't nobody
say that.
Yes, y'all did.
That
Because
is
the
not
next
true.
week I met you, and you let me on.
Nobody would ever say that. I met you at
Lee
Daniels, Ain't No More, back when Jordan was first trying to get that launch.
We didn't even have the TV on show. We didn't even have the show on
No,
then.
y'all was trying to pitch it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I met him, and he let me on, and you had to run to the plane that day. And we've been together
ever
like
since.
leather.
Every once in a while I see Miss Pat DM. How you doing, baby? How's everything? How's the family? I love it. So thank you, Miss Pat.
Absolutely.
Well, you got a positive note?
The positive note is this, man. For everybody out there giving themselves a hard time for something, just know it is okay to not have it all together. None of us do. Give yourself some grace.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?